Can you talk briefly about free trade agreement? Amber touched on them earlier, but maybe you can provide more details, specifically how they can help provide a competitive advantage to Canadian companies.
Yes, certainly. So free trade agreements, and I'm going to use the acronym. So often we call the FTAs. They're basically deals between countries that make it easier and cheaper to do business across borders. They usually reduce or eliminate even tariffs and also cut down on other headaches like import licensing, complicated customs procedures, or even regulatory red tape. Now, the real advantage for Canadian companies is this. If you're exporting to a country that has an FTA with Canada, you're likely to be in a better position than your competitors from countries that don't have that same agreement. And why? Because their products could face tariffs and yours won't. So your goods and services are more competitively priced. Take Peru, for example. We've had a bilateral agreement with them since 2008. Since then, trade between our two countries has grown about 9% faster per year. And that's a pretty significant impact, I would say. Peru is also part of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, commonly called CPTPP. So it's usually easier to use the acronym. This agreement, it's Peru with 11 other countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, and Australia. And that deal gives Canadian exporters preferential access across the Indo-Pacific, which is a major growth region, as we know. If you're eyeing Europe, Canada has CETA, so that's the agreement with the EU. And this opens door to all 27 member states. So in total, Canada has 15 trade agreements in force, covering 51 countries and over 60% of global GDP. So it's quite something. So if you're scouting a new market, it's really worth checking if we have a free trade agreement in place. It could open up significant advantages for your business and be a determining factor in choosing a market over another one. And Laura mentioned the tool, the fabulous tool we have, the Canada Tariff Finder. And as she mentioned, this is a great tool where you can actually start to look for, if the FTA exists, you can calculate tariffs on your exports, you can compare rates with or without. So it's really helpful to actually choose a market and a good starting point to actually explore opportunities in FTA markets.